Here we go, fellas. We're ready for another season of the RSFFL. Man, I know everybody's just excited as I am. I thought not a better person to open up our season than Jeezy. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. We're ready for another edition of RSFFL Live in our draft recap, season preview. Ready to get things kicked off tomorrow night for our first games of the year. I'd be remiss if I wouldn't shout out our lovely sponsors starting on our show. First, we have the lovely folks over at YPL Youth Passing League, who will be title sponsor with us this year. We got our great folks over at Febreze. Here are great folks over at Febreze, man. You know, whenever there's got pretenders in the league, whenever you got guys who are the haters, just a little spray. Get those haters out the way. Got our lovely folks over here at Listerine. All right, you know what they say. Breath's good, you play good on and off the field. All right. Then our lovely folks over at Double Cross with Double Cross Vodka. Those of us that those of you guys who frequent the cellar know much about those late Sunday night, Monday night shots. All right, let's get things kicked off for this season. I mean, I'm so excited here. And the first thing we want to do is kind of recap our rule changes. Some guys don't know that we've changed some things with the point system. But just really quick here, PPR, we're a PPR league. We added some kick return, punt return yardage. Our touchdown passes, this could be big, goes from 4 points to 5 for a quarterback throwing a touchdown, or anybody for that matter. We slightly changed the defensive points. And one of the main things, we're going to be a keeper league. So, guys, I know a lot of you guys have already, been strategizing on who you're going to keep, you're not going to keep. But just realize that, towards the end of the season when you're adding and dropping players. All right, and that's pretty much sums up our rule changes. Now, I just want to just congratulate everybody this season. I mean, there's been so many trades starting out the year. I mean, I can't even count how many trades that we've had starting out. So it's just letting us know that we're going to have a great season. Everybody's active. We got 12 guys. Everybody's dialed in. Hey, everybody's 0-0. Everybody has championship aspirations. And we can tell by the way everybody's participating. Now, this is going to be a short show this week starting out. We kind of want to take a look at some rankings. We started our season this year with kind of a power rankings, the RSFFL power rankings. Had 7 voters vote, and we'll recap it. Number 5, the SWAT Kings. Number 4, Picasso Baby. Number 3, Arian Foster Care. Number 2, Coaches Cadets. And number 1, the Houston Hustlers. And there's 2 teams in that top 5 that, are perennial cellar dwellers. All right, so they, you can tell they had a great off season. They're ready to come back and they're ready to get things going this year. And they got some high expectations over and go for those camps. Or there might be some serious changes, after this season if they don't turn it around. But all signs are pointing up for those 2 organizations. Now that was brought to you by our league. Now we kind of dug a little deeper. We're gonna look at each team in their draft and kind of an outlook of what we kind of think as at the RSFFL office that each team is going to do. But they also came up with, thanks to our brother league in the NAA, of an actual ranking. Put everything in the computer, our point system, our teams, and it kind of spit out the projected points over the season. And so we want to go through the rankings that our computer system gave us as far as 1 through 12. Now we'll start at number 12. According to our computer system, they got the Hen Dog Susie Smackers. All right, they got them projected having 1,879.6 points this season. Yeah, that's at the bottom. That's not good. All right, but hey, of course the guys at the bottom say the projections don't mean anything, and the guys that are going to be at the top think projections mean a lot. Think they're right on par. But let's take a look at Hen Dog's team very quickly here and see why he's projected to be so low. He started out, he was one of those guys that had those 2 first-round picks, but then he had a couple of breaks throughout the draft, so I don't know if that's kind of affecting the projections. I don't know what, so we'll see. But, he has that bad man, Aaron Rodgers, leading his team. With him, anything can happen. He's always going to be in the game if he's within 50. Then you got Trent Richardson. Trent's going to have a really good year, but he's on the Cleveland. You never know how many points they're going to score. Other than that, his running backs are pretty weak. Is what it looks like. His receivers are led by Wes Welker. He's maybe the number 3. I don't know if he's number 1, number 2. We don't know what number he is on the team. And Deshaun Jackson's kind of a hit or miss guy. So I think the rankings are pretty much kind of. He has some hit or miss guys. He doesn't have a lot of running backs, but hey, I'm sure Hendog has a plan. He's done it before. So who are we to question a former champion? Coming in at number 11, Lynch Mob. All right, Lynch Mob is probably one of our most sensitive owners, so I don't think that he's going to like this too well. But I'm pretty sure they're going to go to work, and they're going to have a huge chip on their shoulder after hearing this. Lynch Mob at number 11. Obviously, they got Marshawn Lynch with their number 1 pick here. Quarterback, they have Matthew Stafford. Man, a lot of experts have him top 5 this year, but, he could have another year like last year and throw a whole bunch of interceptions. You never know. Receivers got Andre Johnson. I think he's going to have a big-time year this year. But other than those guys, he has average guys. Now, when I say average guys, you got Steven Jackson, you got Darren McFadden, you got Greg Jennings. I mean, these guys could have good years, but it's also very possible they could have very pedestrian years as well. So, it's just I think he has a lot of average guys, and I think that might have been his strategy, and we'll see how that turns out, if these guys play above or at what his expectations are. Number 10, probably one of the most hated teams in the league here, Ground and Pound. The co-host of the show, he wasn't able to make it today, but Ground and Pound comes in at number 10. Another team who had 2 first-round picks. So these teams that had these first-round picks, according to our computer system, their projections are pretty low. Lynch Mob came in at 1,894 points, and Ground and Pound comes in at a projection of 1,931 points. He number 1 pick in the first round. He got AP and Jamal Charles. I mean, that's a dynamic duo, and I think that's what his goal was, to have those 2 backs who could easily be 1 and 2 in the league, and who knows what order. Got Colin Kaepernick at quarterback. He could. I mean, all signs are pointing up with him. The receiver, that's it's a lot of question marks. A lot of another one of those average guys, hit or miss. Mike Wallace, Anquan Bolden, James Jones, Michael Floyd. I mean, I think it all depends on Mike Williams, how these guys play, how his team goes. But I can tell you what, on the ground, those running backs and Kaepernick, if he has a type of year that some people are projecting him to have, he could definitely carry this team into the playoffs. Let's look at the number 9 team. Now, this is a big difference according to our computer system projections and what the owners are projecting in the AP. We got Aaron Foster Care. This was actually a surprise to me, because I personally, I thought Aaron Foster Care had one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league coming into the season. But he's projected to have 1,964 points. Obviously, named Arian Foster Care. Arian Foster is leading the team. And I think a lot of those projections have to do, with Arian maybe being hurt. But he has Foster, Gore, at running back, and receiver. He has Demaryius Thomas, Antonio Brown, Miles Austin. At quarterback has Matt Ryan. I mean, I just really think that's a strong team. Top to bottom, I think he's going to get a lot of receptions, a lot of targets, a lot of carries. Frank Gore is always projected low, but always ends up being around a 10 threshold back. And I don't think anybody has an issue with a 10 to 15 back on their team at number 2. But yeah, we'll see. I really, personally, I think Aaron Foster is going to have a really big year, and get out from that cellar, get into these playoffs. And number 8. So, we have 8 teams that make the playoffs. So, those last 4 teams were projected not to make the playoffs, according to our computer system. Now, at number 8 coming in is All Aboard. All Aboard, according. I want to personally thank Team Wood Pauls for doing some extra research and being a statistician for the league and having all those records and statistics and data. All Aboard, overall, in 3 years has been, according to his, have the most wins in the league. So, but he's coming in at number 8 this year. All Aboard is he always has something up his sleeve and a plan. He has LaShawn McCoy, which I think is going to have a huge year. Lamar Miller is his running backs. Then he has his receivers. I think he has some dynamic receivers. Dez Bryant, Randall Cobb, which, man, I think he's going to have a huge year. And Tavon Austin with the return yards and with his upside, really think that he's going to have a big year. But, he had just like I can see where he's 8. I mean, he has a lot of supposed average players, but, no matter what they supposedly are, it's all about their output. They don't have to look good. It's about putting up numbers. And I think that's what all the board is trying to do, just put up numbers. At quarterback, he's probably Andy Dalton. I mean, I see on the waiver wire, he's probably dropped and added 5 quarterbacks. I don't know if it's the New York Jets, Buffalo Bill. I don't know what he has going on here, but he's going to find the guy, and he's going to keep shooting until he finds that guy. All right, coming in number 7, they say who that, and he had, Drew Brees. That's just what he does. He drafts Drew Brees and he goes with it. Besides Brees, looks like he has Alfred Morris, he has Roddy Wright, Decker. I mean, he's solid. He's solid. We don't have to get into it in detail, but he could be really good. He could be pedestrian. But like I said, just like with Hendall, when you got Drew Brees, man, if you're within 50, anything can happen. So I'm sure Drew will win him a couple of games. Coming in number 6. Camp Creek Cartel, one of the most criticized teams as far as from the AP. He got no votes in the top 6, the only team with no votes. But according to our system, they got him projected at first 2,000 team here, 2,022 points. And I'm sorry, they say who that was 1980. All aboard was 1965. Aaron Foster Care was 1964. But here we go with Camp Creek Cartel. Tony Romo, quarterback. Doug Martin. Bernard, I know he has big expectations for Bernard. Jimmy Graham, best tight end in the league, supposedly. Then he has some good, big play receivers, Vincent Jackson, Dwayne Bowe, some big targets. So I think he's going to have a big year here. Now, the top 5 according to our system. Got Picasso Baby coming in at number 5. I mean, he's always strong. He's been mighty quiet in the offseason. Championships on his mind. We know we're running out of time here, so very quickly, will Cam Newton, CJ. I mean, he's running back heavy. CJ Spiller, Chris Johnson, Stephen Ridley, Keem. I mean, you can tell he's done his homework and he's ready to go. But Picasso's projected at 2,034 points. Team Wood Pauls, all right, he's projected at number 4 with 2,038 points. Strong team as usual. He's one of our outspoken owners. Tom Brady within 50. Anything can happen. He has Wilson Richardson of St. Louis and Calvin Johnson. He was on a championship team last year, so he can definitely lead them to the championship. So he has some great players as well. Coming to number 3 on the computer system, yours truly, Coaches Cadets. I mean, I just think we're loaded, top to bottom. Peyton Manning, Brandon Marshall, A.J. Green, Gronk, Reggie Wayne. I mean, our receivers, but hey, Maurice Jones-Drew and Ryan Matthews have a good year. You guys need to watch out. We're projected at 2,056 points. Number 2, we got the Houston Hustlers. Houston Hustlers. The owners have said it. AP said it. And the computer system says it. Watch out for the Houston Hustlers. RG3, Ray Rice, DeMarco Brown, Julio Jones, Victor Cruz, Jordy Nelson. I mean, they're loaded, man. If they stay healthy, I'm pretty sure they're going to be somewhere at the top of that Eastern Division and should see themselves in the playoffs. And the number 1 team, according to the projections, are the SWAT Kings, Southwest Atlanta, the SWAT Kings. Andrew Luck, man, I mean, he really just PPR studied it, and he got PPR guys. Forte, Bush, Sproles, Amendola. And then he got Fitzgerald, who he thinks with Carson Palmer's going to have a big year, and Andrew Luck at quarterback. He did a great job at the draft, too. He had a lot of picks in the 9th and 10th round, and he really upgraded his team in those rounds. But we're going to wrap up the show, guys. I'm fired up. Welcome back. RSFFL 2013 season. This is our 3rd year. I mean, let our 3rd year be the best year. May the best team win. Thanks to our sponsors again. Camp Creek Cartel. Brandon. We'll see you on the field starting tomorrow, son.